some other girls, but I can lead you to some.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. I know you see the title of this video, and yes, this is going to be my coming out story. So I hope you guys watch the full video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, and here it goes. Alright, so I have my buddy here with me. I have Midnight here. He's one of my favorite teddy bears, and I have him here for support. I know it looks like he doesn't want to be here, but he actually wants to be here with me. I know it looked like he doesn't, his head is drooping, but sometimes Midnight is always on a nap. His shirt be rolling up, all types of stuff. Say hi to the people, Midnight. Just say hi. Say hi to the people. You gonna say hi to them? I guess that's all y'all get is a, like, you know, like a head nod, like, what's up? He just gonna put his arm up real quick. Oh, and before I get right to everything, I want to give a shout out to Coming Out Black. They are a clothing brand that is a black owned business. They sent me out this shirt a while ago. You may have seen pictures of me in this shirt before, but I thought it would be cool to do my coming out story in my actual Coming Out Black shirt. Let me let y'all get a little look here. See? Isn't it cute? Isn't it a cute shirt? Don't you like it? Isn't it cute? Coming Out Black. Check them out. I will put their link in the description box so you guys can click on their link and see what kind of clothes they have and see if it's something that you like. They're a black owned business and they have gay pride. So we got to stick together, and I want to say thank you again, Coming Out Black. Basically, I came out of the closet, as people would say. I don't get that. I came out probably when I was about 21 because I think when I had my first girlfriend I was about 21 years old. That's when I decided to come out the closet, or whatever. That's when I decided to tell motherfuckers I'm gay, okay? That's when I decided to tell people that I'm a lesbian and things like that. Now, my friends had already knew for a while. My closest friends knew because I started exploring girls probably around the age of 18. I mean, I dibbled and dabbled in my teen years. I had girls that I had like kind of kissed before, or, you know, touch certain little areas. Being fresh, being grown. But I wasn't like out the closet. I used to push it to the back of my mind like, okay, I don't really want to be a lesbian. I don't need people talking about me. I don't need people in my business. I don't have time for my family members. I don't need people in my business. But I always kind of knew that I had an attraction to other women or to girls or whatever, because honestly, when I was younger, growing up, I experienced a lot of things that made me grow up really fast. I've seen a lot of things that I wasn't supposed to see at the age that I was. I dealt with a lot of things that I wasn't supposed to deal with at a very, very young age. So when I kind of started getting older, I kind of wanted to tap into certain things and explore certain things. I just was worried about how someone else would feel, or how someone else would judge me, or somebody being in my business and things like that. I was embarrassed, you know. But I secretly knew because when I was younger, I used to hang around a lot of LGBTQ people, and then I used to try to make it seem like, well, I'm not gay. I used to act very homophobic. Yes, I was that. I'm that lesbian that when I was younger I was acting homophobic. I was like, oh, I'm not gay, but I'm around the gay people all the time and hanging out with them, but I'm just so not gay. Like, I'm so not a lesbian. I have no attraction to women. I just like to hang out with these people. That's what my excuse was. But deep down inside, I knew I wanted to try it, but I was like, you know what, I'm not going to try anything till I'm grown enough to walk away from whatever situation I have going on and don't have to hear a parent or a grandparent or an aunt or uncle telling me what I need to be doing and all this other stuff. That's why I actually waited till I was about 18 and I moved back to New York, and then I was like, okay, I'm about to be experiencing, because I really didn't have my parents on my ass like that in New York. So I was like, okay, I could do what I want and, you know, keep it up under the wraps. They ain't gonna know what's happening. So we're gonna jump into when I first came out to my friends. Now, I had to tell my friends what was going on because my friends, you know, I don't want to say we was like boy crazy, but we thought we was grown at a young age, okay? We thought we was grown, and, you know, it got to a point where my friends want to go and meet guys and see guys and all this other stuff, and personally, I want to go see a girl. But I'll just give you a little, I don't know if I want to tell y'all about my first experience with a girl. I think I'll make that as another video. My very first experience with a girl. You drop in the comments if y'all want to hear about that story time. If y'all want to hear the story time about my first experience with a girl and what kept me being a lesbian for the rest of my days, let me know. I will definitely tell y'all the story. It's kind of funny. It's crazy, but it's kind of funny. I remember back in the day when you used to have, like, this is old, but we used to have like AIM, like AOL chat and MySpace and all that stuff, and we used to be on walkie-talkies and meeting up and linking up and all this stuff. But I started getting to a point where I was interested in, like, hey, I want to see a girl. And it was a girl that I was working with, and I had secretly slept with her. You know, this was my first ever job. It was one of my favorite jobs at Jamba Juice. It was a girl that worked there that I became cool with, and we kind of lived like in the same area in Harlem. So, you know, one night after work, I'm drinking, chilling, whatever, and then I think that she was a little bisexual. I'm not too sure if she was or if she wasn't, but we got it popping, basically. And I had to let my friends know, like, y'all, I'm messing with girls. Now, when I came out to my friends, was I a little annoyed? It was a difference because let me explain this. I have friends down south and I have friends up north. So my down south friends really didn't know because I had already moved back. It was only a couple people who thought they knew, or, you know, I have my little secrets. You know, I really wasn't messing with anybody down south at the time. I was only, you know, talking to girls in New York. And after I had that experience, I was telling my friends, like, yo, I ain't messing with girls now. And of course they didn't take it seriously. They like, oh, bitch, you like girls now? Oh, please, you just being freaky. You know, it's a phase. Nobody takes you seriously. They think you joking around and all this, because I was talking to guys and I was out here in these streets. I don't want to say I was a hoe or nothing like that, but I was out here, you know, doing me. So it's like, okay. And at the time when I had first started messing with girls, I still was messing with a guy. I'm not gonna say guys. It was a guy that I was really messing with. So I was confused. I didn't really know what was happening. Hold me. You supposed to be there for me. I ended up coming down south to visit, and a girl I used to go to high school with and some other friends that I used to go to high school with. These was my main friends, like, that I used to hang out with down south. So basically, I came down here and I was chilling, and at the time, you know, I was freshly talking to girls. Like, now, by this time, I've been talking to a few girls. You know, my friends know. Family still has no clue what is going on. So we went out one night, and, you know, we ended up, you know how lesbians is. They think they in love the first night. I don't know. And I was just like, I already knew her. She was like one of my good friends, and then she just had a bomb ass personality along with this. So it's like, hell, you know, let's just do this. And then before I knew it, I was in love. Okay, see, I had already been talking to a few girls, but I wasn't at the point where I was in love with them. I was just more so, you know, testing the waters to see if I liked what I liked, but I wasn't in love or anything like that. So when I fell in love with this girl and I decided, you know, I wanted us to be girlfriends, she decided she wanted us to be girlfriends, I'm like, I'm gonna have to come out the closet, because it's no way that I'm gonna be hiding a whole girlfriend. Because at that time, I wasn't even thinking about no guys. It was one guy that I was really close to, which was my ex-boyfriend. But even with that, the bond we had, it didn't compare to how I felt when I was with girls. And you'll have to watch the video on my first experience with a girl of how that came about. So basically, this is the crazy thing. So the girl that I'm talking to and everything, you know, I stayed down at my aunt's house sometimes. Sometimes I used to stay at my grandma's, my aunt's, whoever house, whoever wasn't getting on my nerve. And I stayed down my aunt's house, and one night she came by and it was really late, and I'm thinking to myself, I want her to spend the night. Like, you know, I really want to spend time with her, because she was getting ready to leave soon to go play basketball overseas. So I'm like, I want to spend time with my boo. I mean, okay. And I was like, what's up, Alright, so I had her spend the night, and then the next morning, we not thinking, we over here laying in the bed cuddled up, and I don't mean like we was just, separate. We was like cuddled in the bed, like holding one another, So my aunt comes in the room, and she's looking like a little peculiar, like, looking kind of like, what the fuck? Like, they all cuddled up, what they got going on? My aunt comes and she asks me the next day, she's like, Vanina, what was up with that? Well, not the next day, but later on that day, she was like, what was up with that? Y'all was laid up and things like that, what was up with that? And I'm just like, nothing, that's my friend, nothing, we just fell asleep like that. So after hanging out for a while around my friends that I had down south and things like that, I'm like, I just don't want to hide it no more. So I politely wrote it on my Facebook. That's how I came out. I wrote on my Facebook, I'm gay, and that's that. And I knew the word would spread after that. Well, boy, oh boy, oh boy, it spread it about me being gay, and it was just terrible when I came out the closet, because it felt like at that very moment, I already had issues with my family because I was really rebellious and there was a lot of other things going on. But at that very freaking moment, I realized, okay, I've really lost them at this point, because my camera is about to die. Just one moment, please. Alright, I'm back, you guys. My camera died and I had to get that situated real quick. But it's like I almost want to hold Midnight's head up like this, because his head is just down. It's just down. I don't want his head to be down, but it droops like that and it's heavy. This is a big ass bear, so I'm not going to be holding his damn head up. But anyway, so where was I? Came out on Facebook and I knew that the word was going to spread. I already know people are nosy. The town that I live in down south is a very small town, so I know it would get back. And at that moment, I felt like, okay, I'm really losing my family here. So when it first got to my aunt, it was terrible, because I went over there and she had the holy oil out to put on my forehead and giving me a speech about what I'm doing is wrong and it's not the right thing to do and I need to get closer to God again. And then I was already rebellious, so they like, oh, this girl is she's already doing a multitude of other things, and now she's a lesbian. My grandmother, she didn't agree with it. She just was like, hell no, you're not gay. That's not what you are. Nothing like that. She was telling me at the moment, if you're going to be gay, you're not going to be doing that in my house. You're not going to be doing that over here. So you're going to have to find someone else to do that and things like that. And my family just was really unaccepting of it. Like, it really hurt, because I already have a small ass family. So it's like, at that time, I needed them more than they knew, because this is a lifestyle change and I really didn't know what was going on with me. I mean, I did know what was going on. I know I like girls, and I know, hey, I've explored now, and I know that this is something I want to do. Like, I really want to be with women. It's not the same with being with guys. And although I was, at this time when I was coming out to them, I was about 21. It's like, I know what I like and what I don't like. And what I need from y'all right now is y'all support, because I know I'm already going to be judged from a lot of other people, because I used to be really into church and things like that. So it's just like, I just needed that support from my family. And it was nobody in my family that was, maybe my uncle. I remember one time my uncle, he was away and he had wrote me a letter and he was like, it doesn't matter what you do. I'm not going to judge you. I love you. You yourself, it's not no big deal. And he just wasn't around at the time. So it's not like I could just pull up on him or go to him or have him pick me up or drive him or anything like that, or go to see him and have that support. So with my immediate family, which at the time was, my aunt, my grandma, my mom, my dad, nobody agreed. When I told my dad, I actually took my dad to a bar, because at this time I was 21, so I was able to drink. So when I got back to New York, I'm like, oh Dad, I need to talk to you about something. We go to the bar and I told him, and I was like, yeah Dad, I'm a lesbian. because I had girls coming over to my father's house while I was in New York, but he would think these is my friends, not knowing that, you know, when the lights went down late at night, sometimes we wasn't just doing friend things, you know, okay? If you know what I mean. So I was letting him know what was up with that, because the funny shit is that at the time, before I got with my friend and decided, hey, we're gonna be girlfriends and things like that, before we got into like a serious relationship, I was already talking to other girls and stuff. So it's like I would have a girl over and my dad would bring up another friend that has been by or something, and it's just like, damn, you know, I can't tell him, hey dad, like this one of them girls I'm talking to, and you talking about some other girl. Be quiet. I couldn't do that. So anyway, I went ahead and told him at the bar, and he was like, I already knew. That was his response. And I'm like, okay, how did you know that? So he seemed like he was cool with it at first, but when it came down to it, he really didn't agree either. He really wasn't cool with me talking to girls. You know, fathers are always, at first, they're like, well, that's good, I don't have to deal with no guys coming around and blah 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 blah. But he was judging me too. He didn't really like it. He was saying I was against God too. He ended up saying that because the first day I thought he was cool with it. I'm thinking, all right, you know, it's gonna be fine. But it wasn't that way. And my mom, she still doesn't agree, like to this very day. She's not cool with this. She'd rather me call a person my friend. Now, I ended up getting to a point with my family where I no longer gave a fuck. And it was because if I sit up here and dwell on how y'all are judging me, I'm gonna be miserable. So I'm just gonna have to move on. And then when I was down south and my family was acting the way they was acting, I went and stayed with one of my friends named Portia. Shout out to Portia and her parents. I love Portia and I love her parents, because at that time when I was going through that and my family was not accepting of me and not being supportive and putting me down about my sex life or my love life, they was there for me, and they took me and they let me stay with them. You know, they didn't judge me or nothing like that. They was fine with it. And you know, I really appreciate that. That's something I'll never forget, because that was a moment in time in my life that I needed my family and didn't have them. But thank God I had friends that had parents that had, to me, sense enough not to judge and everything like that. Because you know, everybody has their beliefs, but everyone is not the same. Everyone has their beliefs, but everyone is not the same. So it's like you should never judge anybody about what they're going through or how things are happening, or shut them out. I didn't talk to my family like that after I came out the closet for maybe a couple years. I mean, we talked every now and then, but I really wasn't talking to my family down south for a minute after that, because every time I came around them or talked to them, it was an uncomfortable situation. And it's like, why are y'all judging me about this? Like, it's worse things to worry about than if I'm talking to a girl or a guy. I just really thought that was very ignorant. So I had to take a step back away from them and do what I wanted to do and live my life happily. And even now, sometimes with me being out the closet, you know, they can clearly see I'm a lesbian now. Like, I'm not going back to being straight. I don't like guys. I have no attraction to guys at all. So most guys that try to be cool with me and then think they can turn me to the other side is really a waste of their time, because I'm not interested in a man whatsoever. And it really used to annoy me, because my family constantly was pushing that on me. Like, we praying that you go back straight. We praying that, you know, this just gets out your system. We just praying. And it's just like, how dumb do y'all sound? I love my family to death. I love my family unconditionally. But to me, that was stupid. And it's like, stop praying for that. You know, pray for me to be healthy and well and happy and things like that. Don't pray for my sexual orientation, because you're wasting a prayer almost. Like, that's how I felt at that moment, you know. And it's just like, I know even now, you know, my family, they have come around my girlfriends or ex-girlfriends or things like that. They've come around them and they cool with them. They nice to them and stuff like that. But it's still, with me, it's still that little bit of sense of uncomfortableness sometimes, because I don't feel like they truly support it. I don't feel like it. Like, I secretly plan my lesbian wedding in my mind all the time, and I just don't see all of my family being there. And the crazy thing about that is that it's a shame, because when I came out I was 21, and here we are a decade later. No, but seriously, it really sucks. It sucks sometimes, because it's very uncomfortable. And it's like, there's people that I've dated and I go around their family and everything is just so natural. It's not no judging or little jokes, or about my gayness or her gayness, or whether she's a girl and she's dressed like a boy, or whether it's no judgment. But when it comes to my family, it's like things take time. Things take time for people to get over. I mean, it's better now. It's way better now. But I'ma just say this: for younger people and for people that's even older that come out the closet, you have to be happy. You have to worry about your own happiness. You can't worry about what somebody else thinks of you. If you're in a situation, I'm gonna say this for younger people, if you're in a situation where you feel like you might be abused, or you might be put out on the streets, or anything like that because of your sexuality, then you might want to keep it under wraps until you can get yourself into a position where you can walk away and have somewhere to stay, or have somewhere to go, or something to save yourself. Because it's so many younger people that they come out about their sexuality and they're teased and they're taunted and they're beat up still to this day. Things are still happening in the gay community, and they're afraid to talk to their parents. They're afraid to talk to their family. They're afraid to tell friends sometimes because of the judgment, because they're scared of what's going to happen next. And I can see why a lot of people do wait until they're old enough to go on their own, or go away or be away, and then come out the closet like, hey, this is what's going on, because they don't want to deal with the backlash of that. It's younger people that come out the closet and they commit suicide because of the way the family act. Like me, I'm a very strong ass person. Had I not been strong at that time, I'm not going to sit up here and lie and say, oh, I didn't cry, or it didn't hurt me back when they were acting the way they was acting, because they used to throw God into everything. And I'm like, oh my God, you keep throwing God into everything, but how godly is it for you to judge me for my sexuality? That's all I used to think about. Did I feel unloved? Yeah, because I'm like, damn, all I had to do was say I was a lesbian and everybody would act like this. I mean, y'all walking around like I'm walking around with shit on my face all day. Like, y'all walking around like it's a pile of shit on my face and it's reeking of a smell, and it's just like, ugh, we can't be around that. We don't want to be around that. That's disgusting. And it's not right. It's not right. It's not right. You can really, I'm going to put this out there for the people. I'm gonna put this out there for parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, whatever. I'm gonna put this out for everybody. If someone comes to you about something that's going on in their life, it's not always for you to judge, because at the end of the day, you cannot put anyone in a heaven or a hell, so you should not be judging them on how they're living their lifestyle, young or old. Now, as parents, if your 16-year-old comes out the closet and you don't agree with it, not in my house, then they might have to understand, they might have to keep that under wraps until they can get the hell out of that house. But to treat them like they're nothing, to treat them like they don't matter, to treat them like, oh, I'm disgusted by you, that shit's not right. And then these be the first people crying if the person commits suicide. I don't understand why. I just don't get why they would do this. I just don't get it. You don't get it? Well, it's because some people can't handle all of that judgment. Some people cannot handle all of that negativity. Right, Midnight? See, he agrees. He agrees with me. It's like some people really cannot handle all of that. That's not the way to go about it. And again, I will say to young people, You know, make sure you're gonna be safe after you come out and say things, because even though we're in 2019 going on 2020, people still have a problem with homosexuals. They still have a problem with the gay community. They still judging, they still teasing, they still got jokes, they still calling people dykes and faggots and all types of stupid shit. They're still being ignorant. They're still being ignorant. So in order to protect yourself, sometimes, yes, you might have to keep a little secret until it's time for you. But don't hold on to that forever. Live your life. Don't go marrying somebody or being with somebody because somebody else wants you to be with them, because that don't make sense. That don't make sense, and it'll make you depressed in the long run. It'll affect you in the long run. I wish that I would have came out the closet earlier than I did, and I know that I started talking to girls at 18, so that's like, you know, growing. But you know how people be like, well, how they in high school? They don't know what they like. People know what they like. This is a different generation. Kids is growing up faster. People know what they like. And I wish I would have came out the closet by the time high school came. I really did, because it's like, I don't feel like I wasted time, because everything is a life experience. But I feel like I would have been more of myself had I went with how I truly was feeling deep down inside. That is my coming out story. I came out when I was 21. I came out on Facebook. My family hated it. Don't know how they really feel about it now. Don't care. I'm happy, and that's all that matters. I'm happy, and that's all that matters. If you have a coming out story, can you link it down below? Like, if you have a coming out story and you have a YouTube, link it down below. I would love to watch it. I love watching other people's coming out stories. I think they're really interesting. They're enjoyable to watch. Some are more emotional than others, and I still like to watch every type of coming out story, because everybody has a different story. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Right, Midnight? Yep, that's pretty much. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you turn on that notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next video. And remember to stay blessed, not stressed, and damn sure don't settle for less. Thank you guys for watching.
You know how I like it. I can tear it down, waking me up, putting me down, I can just show you something you're gonna